Life has a way of breaking you when you least expect it. One moment you feel like you're on top of the world, surrounded by love, stability, and trust. And the next moment, everything you thought was unshakable collapses in front of your eyes. That's what happened to me. This is not just a story about heartbreak. This is a story about betrayal, about losing everything, about hitting rock bottom, and about finding a way to rise again stronger than ever before. For a long time, I believe I had everything I ever wanted. I was in love. I had a partner who I thought was my best friend, my soulmate, the person I could build my future with. We laughed together, made plans together, dreamed of a life filled with happiness. I trusted her with everything I had. To me, she was not only my partner, she was my entire world. But life often hides storms behind clear skies. Slowly, little signs started to appear. She became distant. Her phone was always close to her, face down, as if it was guarding secrets I wasn't supposed to see. She stayed out later than usual. The warmth in her voice began to fade. At first, I told myself I was imagining things, that she was just tired, stressed, or going through something she didn't want to talk about. I refused to believe that the person I loved could betray me. But deep down, in a place I didn't want to acknowledge, I already knew something was wrong. And then, one evening, the truth came crashing down. A message popped up on her phone. I wasn't even looking for it, but life has a cruel way of showing you what you need to see. In that moment, everything inside me broke. She cheated. The woman I trusted the most, the person I gave my heart to, had given herself to someone else. The pain was indescribable. It felt like someone had ripped my chest open and crushed everything inside me. My world, my dreams, my love. Everything collapsed in a single second. I confronted her. She cried. She denied. She made excuses. But no matter what she said, nothing could erase the image burned into my mind. Nothing could take away the feeling that I had been betrayed at the deepest level. I left that night. I didn't even take much with me. I just walked out with my heart shattered and my soul on fire. In the days that followed, I crashed completely. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I replayed everything in my head, every conversation, every laugh, every moment we had shared, trying to understand how it had all turned into this. I blamed myself. I asked if I wasn't good enough, if I wasn't enough of a man, if somehow I had pushed her away. But then came the anger, the realization that no matter what mistakes I had made, I didn't deserve betrayal. No one deserves betrayal. That anger, as destructive as it was, became the first spark of my rebirth. Slowly, painfully, I began to rebuild. At first, it was just about survival. Waking up in the morning, forcing myself to eat, dragging myself to work. Each day felt like climbing a mountain with no strength left in my body. But step by step, something inside me began to change. I started to ask myself, if my old life is gone, if she is gone, what do I have left? And the answer came, quiet but powerful. I still had myself. I still had my own two hands, my own mind, my own heart. I had been broken, but I wasn't finished. That realization was the beginning of my rise. I began focusing on myself. I went to the gym, not just to build muscle, but to rebuild discipline. I picked up books that I had been too distracted to read before. I started reconnecting with friends I had ignored while I was lost in that relationship. Slowly, my world began to expand again. The more I poured into myself, the less power her betrayal had over me. It didn't happen overnight. There were nights when I broke down, nights when I wanted to give up, nights when I missed her despite everything she had done. But with every breakdown came a breakthrough. With every tear came a lesson. I learned that pain is not the end. Pain can be the beginning. Pain can be the fuel that drives you to become someone you never thought you could be. In time, I realized that losing her was the best thing that could have happened to me. Her betrayal forced me to face the truth. I had built my entire identity around someone else. I had given my happiness, my future, my dreams into the hands of another person, and when she dropped them, I felt empty. But now, I was learning to build myself for myself. And as I grew stronger, I began to see life differently. I stopped asking, why did this happen to me? And started asking, what can I do with this pain? That shift changed everything. I began setting new goals. I worked harder than ever. I chased dreams that I had abandoned. I found passion in places I had forgotten to look. And slowly, I stopped feeling like a victim and started feeling like a survivor. One day, I looked at myself in the mirror and realized that I was no longer the broken man who had walked out of that apartment with nothing. I was someone new, someone stronger, someone who had crashed but risen again. Now, when I think back to that betrayal, it doesn't hurt the way it used to. Instead, it reminds me of how far I've come. It reminds me that the worst thing that ever happened to me became the foundation of the best version of myself. And if you're listening to this, if you're going through something similar, if you feel broken, betrayed, or lost, I want you to hear this clearly. You can rise again. You might feel like it's the end, but it's not. It's the beginning of something new. You can rebuild. You can become stronger. You can create a life so powerful, so fulfilling, that one day you will look back at the person who betrayed you and realize they did you a favor. She cheated. I crashed. But then I rose again. And so can you.